Welcome to the second edition of Weather Small Talk with Tim Dennis. As promised last week, I told you all I'd have a special guest on, one of the greats, one of the all-time legends, the messiahs even, in regards to Weather Small Talk. But unfortunately, the guy I did promise, he can't be in tonight. He's come down with a pretty bad case of gastro, and apparently he had a few chicken and gravy rolls at Henny Penny there, and
too many.
And too many. He loves the gear, but I've got another very good friend of mine. He's accustomed to the topic as well, and it's a pleasure to welcome him to the show. Els, welcome to the show. Thanks for coming on, mate.
Oh, thanks, mate. Appreciate the introduction.
So,
I wouldn't call myself an expert, but anyway.
Hey,
I'll take that.
That's fine, mate. So just briefly, can you just tell me and the viewers just how Weather Small Talk plays a part in your day-to-day life?
Yeah, well, look, I've had a lot of small talk over weather over the past years, and mainly in golf. Actually, golf, always notice it.
You play a bit of golf.
Play a bit of golf, and every time you go out on the golf course, everyone always says, "Oh, it's a cracking day. Oh, it looks like it's sunny, or it looks like it's raining, or it's muggy, or it's wet, or it's dewy." You just get that.
So the golf course is big weather small talk.
It's the biggest small talk you ever get. When you play golf, that is your 1-2 go-to. It's like, oh, this guy walks up, don't know him. Oh yeah, just talk about the weather.
Exactly.
You cannot lose ever, and that's how you meet guys. That's how you meet people on the golf course. That's the number one rule. And then going a little bit further, so I had a retail store, and every person who walks in the store is like, oh yeah, it's a nice day out there, isn't it? That's how you start a conversation.
Bang.
So it all leads to sales, basically.
So you're saying that weather small talk in general helps you sell, because you own a retail store. You're saying that knowing and contributing to a bit of a weather small talk helps you sell. So weather small talk makes you money. Would you say that?
Basically it would, because you build that relationship on top of that weather talk. So without that weather talk, you wouldn't have that relationship, and you wouldn't know where to start. So the weather always leads into, oh yeah, how you going, rah, and then all bang, you're selling lights.
Bang. So that is actually quite outstanding. I never really thought of the weather small talk to play that much of a pivotal role, especially in making people money. Like I understand building a customer relationship is a very big thing, but I didn't actually bring the weather into that as well. But I can exactly see where you're coming from.
It's a big thing.
Very big.
It's a first starter. It's the first point you raise once you walk in the store.
Well, leading from that first, do you have any first phrases or just a couple of favourite things you like to lead off on, and with a bit of weather small talk with somebody?
Well, it is quite funny. Like actually got a couple of phrases up myself. I did prepare a little bit, because you did ask me to come on the show a couple of days ago.
Oh, so you okay?
Yeah. And firstly, I want to touch on, I did listen to your podcast a couple of days. What was it, last week before?
Yeah, a bit over a week ago.
And you mentioned how you were in Bali.
Yep, I was in Bali. Yep.
And I was just thinking, when you're in Bali, it's just hot every day.
Hot every day.
So what is the small talk weather chat in Bali? So you walk up to a guy and you say, you buy a beer, and you walk up to the guy at the counter and you say, geez, it's hot today.
You just say...
What does the guy say back to you?
Well, I actually it's funny you say that, because I didn't really delve into too much weather small talk over there, because I think everyone just kind of realises it's fucking good weather the whole time.
That's it. That's the thing.
So it's just like a bit of a nod of the head. Good day. You don't say it, but it's just a bit of mutual respect. Like someone's walking past, good day, like that kind of thing. Like everyone knows it's just, it doesn't get under bloody 25 over there really at the end of the day. So
well, that's the thing. So the guy walks up to the guy at the counter and goes, Jesus, it's a good day. And then the guy goes, geez, it was a good day yesterday.
He must be a tourist.
But then like the day before was good. So it's like, every day's good.
It's pretty much.
So what is the small talk in Bali?
It's Groundhog Day over there, mate. Every single day is just off the cuff. It's just...
Anyway, going back to your phrases, I did actually prepare, like I said, a couple of days ago.
Oh, you wrote a few down?
I got a couple out. I had to get a couple ready to go. So it was all about... Oh, here we go. Sorry, guys, just give me a second.
Oh, that's all right, mate. Take your time.
So just like classic phrases. People walk in the door and there's, well, not so much in the door. Could be walking anywhere, really.
Yeah.
Just
small talk comes into play in every single day situation.
Whether small talk is just like, it just comes to me and I just think phrases, like classic phrases. Couple.
Let the viewers know a few classics.
Righto. Looks like the Subley's coming.
Yeah, yeah.
I can see it coming.
Yeah, bit of wind. Yeah, that's a good one.
She's a bit overcast out there.
Clouds are coming in. Yeah,
they're coming in.
That's a good one to start. Like, you know, especially like if you've just woken up and it's been a pretty good day, and then you go to the shops or something, and you're waiting in line for somebody or something like that, and
you might want to be quick. You're just like, ooh.
Yeah,
it's overcast.
She's coming in overcast.
Ooh.
Like, that's a good starter.
Yeah,
and then it just where he goes from that. What else have you got there?
Looks like clearing up. So it's been a bit dusty, but you know, it's clearing up. It's like we're getting there. We've had a rough trot. You could lead on
from the. It's like just to help some of the viewers out there. So if it's going to look like clearing up, and someone says, you know, it's a bit overcast, you can just lead on from that. Like, you know, just go, yep, I think she's going to clear up a bit later on.
That's a good one. That's always a good one because it's a positive one as well. It's like, yeah, we've been a rough trot, but it's coming good.
It's going to clear up.
Just wait for it.
Those cloudy skies, they're going to clear up, mate. So
it's a bit chilly.
Ooh, bit chilly.
It's a bit chilly.
A bit nippy. I like that one, actually.
What about clear as a bell? She's clean.
It was clear as a bell today, actually.
Actually, it was a crack of the day. We had a good one. What have we got here? Geez, I'm sweltering. That's a good local term I like.
You can only use that in Australia.
So I live in Sydney, and I don't hear that in Sydney, but that's a good term I hear in the Hunter. I'm sweltering.
It's one of Hunter's greatest terms.
I reckon.
Mate, I've heard a few people say it, and every time I tip the hat and I go, I'm bloody I'm sweltering. It's not just you, mate. We're all
she's sweltering. Not right up there in the classic phrases worldwide, but she's in there, local.
One of the good local ones.
But here is one for worldwide. Gee, she's blowing a gale.
Blowing a gale. Yep.
Just
blowing a gale.
What do you do?
The gale force is, you know, an internationally recognised.
Well, we're pretty sure it is, but
meter for, you know, the speed of winds and all that kind of stuff. So blowing a gale is definitely up there.
Now, this is one actually I thought of you. So I don't really surf too much, but for some reason I've heard this term, blowing offshore. So it's like a surf term, right?
Yeah, definitely. Like, it's a bit of a surf weather chat there. Like, you know, if someone asks you, you know, how's the surf? You know, what's the surf going to be like tomorrow? You know, you definitely want to know that it's blowing offshore. If it's blowing offshore, you'll be telling the next bloke it's blowing offshore, because that's pretty much what.
So as you're coming in, one guy's walking out to you. He's like, "Yes, how is it, mate? She blowing offshore."
You wouldn't do it like that, because he'd be able to know straight away that it's blowing offshore.
So you just know.
You'd know.
As soon as you get on the beach, you just know.
When it's blowing offshore, it's not choppy.
Okay.
It's just really nice clean waves. So.
Righto. Here's a classic one. Ready? You ready for this one? Are you ready?
I don't know. Hey, just wait.
Are you ready?
Wait 1 second.
It's raining cats and dogs.
Hey.
What about that one?
That's an old classic. That one.
How many times you had that one?
I've got a little thing here on the show where when someone says something good, I like to acknowledge it with a bit of a.
Oh,
and hey, it's something we do on the show. Like, if someone brings up a good point or says something, you know, straight off the cuff, that's something next level. You recognise it with a bit of a harmonica. And Raining Cats and Dogs, that is one of my all-time favourites.
Cheers, Tim. I appreciate that. That's not a bad one.
Yeah.
All right, so we got. Looks like a storm brewing.
Oh yeah, yep.
That's one you commonly get. People outside, they go, "Oh shit." You know, there's a storm brewing out there, and they just duck in quick and go, "Oh yeah, it's coming."
Yeah, looks. Oh yeah, bloody hell, and
pretty much tells itself.
Yeah, it sells itself. It's pretty easy, that one.
This is a good one. I always notice. Well, I know I do. Every time I see a rainbow.
Yep.
Look at that rainbow,
mate.
Everyone I know says, "Look at that rainbow."
I take a photo of every rainbow I see. I see one, take it. Everybody loves
rainbow. I don't know what it is about rainbows.
Man, I don't know.
I guess because they're so rare. I don't know.
Colourful.
They look beautiful. I don't know. What is it?
Oh, You got gold underneath? I don't know.
It's just a rainbow.
It's just
it sells itself.
Rainbow, one of the greats.
Alright, so that's basically it for my phrases. Now I just got my personal favourite.
Oh, one, yeah, okay.
And excuse the language, but basically my personal favourite is the one I use most often. So, and it works in both ways. So if I'm hot, it's basically fuck I'm hot.
Yeah.
Or other way around, fuck I'm cold.
Yeah.
That's basically it. That's my
just,
most common
it's
favourite.
Straight to the point.
It's just straight to it. And basically on one or the other. It's not like I'm in the middle. It's like
there's no nitty gritty. It's, you know, bang hot, bang cold.
That's just the way I tell the weather.
Yeah.
That's my personal go-to.
That's why I respect
and I probably shouldn't, say it at certain times, but that's just this comes out. When you're hot, you're hot.
Yeah. When you're
What do you
cold,
do?
when you're cold, you're cold.
What do you do?
Yeah. You've got to talk about it. That's what you need to do.
That is it, Tim.
I've got a bit of a. Mine's not an exact phrase, but just like a like kind of a conversation that really gets me going is, you know, when you're at work and someone mentions how good of a day it is, or if you say to somebody, "Geez, it's a good day out there," that's a good starter. And they go, or you go, "Oh, it's bloody too good to be at work, mate." Like, that's just a classic one. It just cracks me up.
I get that all the time. So I'm indoors all day.
I get it all the time
I'm
too.
in warehouse, and then I walk outside, and then someone's walking in. It's like, geez, I'm just getting, wasted out in here. Like,
it just makes me laugh that everybody says it.
Everyone says it.
Yeah.
But do you reckon, like, tradies, what are, like, people outdoors, like, when it's super hot or super cold, they got to go the opposite. So you can't really win.
Oh, you're not going to win at the end of the day.
You can never win in life, really.
Never. So, on the show, as last week I mentioned that we like to, basically the point of the show is looking up the weather that's coming up and trying to get a few points out of there for you all to talk about. So I'm just going to get into the local weather that's coming up in Newcastle. Rightio. So today's Saturday, the second. We've actually just got into spring, and I'll tell you what, Mother Nature is absolutely showing some leg tomorrow because it's going to be the high. It's going to be 28 pretty much. That's what they reckon. And
that's a cracker. That is.
Hey, so straight away. So
that's actually what I missed. Cracker.
Yeah. So straight away you like if someone says, because you're going to get a lot of talk tomorrow on Sunday. People are going to be going. There's going to be posts on Facebook down the road. People are going to be talking about how good of a day it is, and like what you can go on from that is, mate, it's pretty much going to be 30 degrees. Like you can just say, and by doing that, you're letting them know that you know your shit when it comes to weather small talk. So just go. So when someone's like, "Yep, bloody hell, it's a good day," and you're like, "Yeah, it's a third day of spring and it's almost 30 degrees." Bang.
Basically, it's 28, but just round off at 30.
Round it up.
If you say it's 28, just round off at 30. That's what you do. 30 degrees, that's a scorch up, mate. You're out there, you're outdoors, you're doing shit.
Pretty much summer.
Ready to go.
Get the bikini line waxed and get out there and have a good time. So, basically, during the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, what would you say about, it's going to be pretty windy, so, you know.
Look, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, it looks windy. I mean, the last 3 to 4 weeks, I don't know what it's been like in Newcastle, but in Sydney's been really windy, and it's been...
The taxi driver told me that last time, actually. It's been pretty windy.
And it's been pretty harsh. Like, I live I'm in an apartment, and I'm on a balcony, and my furniture just blows around. It's actually blown off the balcony. It's been that bad. So, yeah, look out for that wind. It is there. But
how can the viewers bring that wind up in a bit of a small chat, you know? Like, just say it's tomorrow, Sunday. People are mentioning how good of a day it is. Should they mention how it's going to be windy through the week and kind of maybe make the most of the Sunday? Is that a good thing to bring up, you reckon?
Oh, definitely. Bring out the most of the Sunday. 28 degrees, make the most of that.
Because it's going to get windy.
Yeah, in saying that...
if someone says, bloody hell, how good of a day is it? You could straight away say, make the most of it today because it's going to get cold and it's going to get windy.
Exactly. The next 3 days after that are going to be, a little bit windy, so a little bit gusty, so...
put your hair
cash in while you can.
Put your hair in a ponytail and you know, just pretty much go with everything from there. Maybe put a jumper on because it's going to be 20.
Oh yeah, it's dropping right down. I mean, Monday's not too bad, like 22. Like you can live with that.
You can get away with it.
But then Tuesday, Wednesday, yeah, it's dipping down. So, you know, make the most of it, like we said.
So coming into the Thursday, Friday, we just do a quick wrap up here. So
I always find the Thursday, Friday, you just never just 100% sure on it. What do you think?
Especially coming from a Saturday right
Yeah.
now. It's a fair bit away and a lot can change with the weather. So that's why I like to say at Weather Small Talk with Tim Dennis, you can never trust a weatherman, but Weather Small Talk with Tim Dennis is pretty much the only weatherman you can trust. That's the motto I have here, and I'm teaching you all, you know, little things to say, but the weather changes every day, mate. So at the end of the day, we all live and we learn, and it's going to be, they reckon it's going to be sunny, but it's going to be pretty brisk. That's a good one. Bit brisk.
Oh,
What are your thoughts on that?
I don't mind the brisk, actually.
Would you ever bring the brisk up?
Oh, use the brisk now, you said it.
Brisk is more used for a walk, isn't it? It's a brisk walk.
Yeah, I picture early morning brisk walk. That's what I envision.
So if you woke up early in the morning, it's sweltering, for example, would you say, I've just been on a brisk walk, or would you...
I tend to think like a real cold morning, and then I go warm myself up, and then it warms up, and I go, like, it's a brisk morning. So that's the way I think of it personally.
Say middle of summer, you've woke up, it's 25 degrees. You thought to yourself, I'm going to go for a walk. You went for a walk at breakfast. Someone said to you, "Hey, where have you been?" Would you still classify that as a brisk walk at 25 degrees? Are you is that legal?
Not normally, but I think it's up to how you interpret it. But it is definitely brisk because the way you look at it, like I'm sweltering in kind of way, and like I'm getting there, I'm getting out. It's a bit of a brisk, yeah,
like a really fast.
Yeah,
walk.
You're getting your sweltering on.
Yeah,
you're getting there.
Getting there. Hey, at the end of the day, you're moving, so that's always a good thing. And that's when it comes to the weather. So that's pretty much it. I'll just do a quick wrap up. So again, tomorrow being the Sunday, Father's Day too, by the way, it's going to be very hot. So you can talk about, it's going to be pretty much going to be 30, and it's only the third day in spring. So that's a good point to talk about. On the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, it's going to be very windy. It's going to be windy for them 3 days. So you can, on the Sunday, if someone talks about, it's going to be how good of a day it is, you can bring up then. Make the most of it because it's going to get very, very windy, and then after that, the wind is gonna drop off.
But how windy is it, Tim? Can we get into detail here or not? I'll put you on the spot.
No, you haven't put me on the spot, but here at Weather Small Talk with Tim Dennis, I don't like to get too much into the nitty gritty. I can tell the viewers if they want, it's going to get to around,
how many knots?
The 30.
No, that's a bit much.
Oh, it's a few knots. But we live in Australia here, so we use a metric system. So 38 kilometres.
Yeah, I'm saying probably an average of 30 a day for them 3 days, which is pretty high. Is it like it's up there? Like it's not super high, but
it's no gale. At the end of the day,
it's no hurricane.
Yeah. So just on that, so obviously there's a few things there for you to talk about. I hope you all have learned a lot.
I just want to chime in there, Timmy, just for 1 second. Like, I know it's a little bit off topic, but I just want to go into how we're going.
Take the stage, mate. Basically,
I've just seen all over news how Texas is going. Basically, all these floods and
the floods over there.
Yeah, it's really, really bad. It's really, really bad. And I've seen on the news today.
That's a massive weather event.
It is, and I've seen today. I heard it was 40 people that died.
Over there.
But what got me thinking is in Bangladesh, Southeast Asia, India.
Oh, the Bangladeshis.
Yeah, I was 1,200 people have died there.
Over there?
1,200 have died in the recent floods. And I'm thinking, why is there enough coverage on that? All I'm hearing is about...
Is it the same hurricane or is it a...
No, it's a separate hurricane. I couldn't tell you the name. I do know the name in the back of my head, but I can't think of it.
So you're saying that the Bangladeshis deserve more media coverage?
Well, I just don't understand the way up to it. So you got the Bangladeshis, you got 1,200 dead, and then you got Texas who have 40 dead. Yet Texas get all the coverage, And I'll throw another point out there. Recently, I've had some family go to Hong Kong, and there was actually a hurricane in Hong Kong, but no one knows about it. This is
the first time I've ever heard of it.
This is actually a conspiracy kind of way, but it isn't, because I have actual family there. And anyway,
when was this?
This is in the last week. There's hurricanes going on in Hong Kong.
There's fucking hurricanes going on everywhere.
This isn't just talk. Basically, in Hong Kong, they're turning away all the reporters, saying, no, you're not allowed in, because if they let them in, they report the coverage so people don't go to Hong Kong and spend money at the casinos. This is a true story. There is a circle around
definitely getting in the nitty-gritty.
This is a circle around the city. Reporters are not allowed in. They're not allowed to coverage that there's an actual hurricane going on. Anyway, that's my little 2 cents. Let you know all about the weather out there. A little bit past small talk, but anyway.
That's, mate, people out...
As I'm a guest, I've got to come out and say what I'm going to say. That's it. I won't be here next week, but so why not?
I'll definitely be getting you back on, mate, because you've definitely shared a lot of good insights and a lot of good views, and definitely touching on the Bangladeshis and that Hong Kong hurricane.
Just look into it. Bangladeshis, honestly, like it's crisis out there.
Well, I'd just like to we'll finish it there, and I'd just like to wrap it up and say thank you all for listening to the second instalment. I'd like to thank you all for coming on and being
thank you,
part
Timmy,
of the show.
and thank you for everyone listening. And, appreciate it.
That's the second episode of Weather Small Talk with Tim Dennis, and here's to the Bangladeshis.
Cheers.